This week marked the deadline to file bills for the 2016 legislative session. Earlier, I spoke with eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley about that and other developments at the Capitol. So, Sean, what are some of the most interesting bills you've seen so far?
Well, with more than 1,700 pieces of legislation filed for the upcoming session, there's really a lot to choose from. Senator Kyle Loveless, for example, has proposed a series of changes to legislation he introduced last year related to civil asset forfeiture. He has 4 bills this year that would tie civil asset forfeiture more closely to the crime which is supposed to be involved. It would also require that someone be found guilty of that crime in most instances, and it would establish a board to oversee the money that is seized. In addition, it would ensure that the money that is seized, or other property for that matter, would not go directly to the law enforcement agency that was involved in taking that property or money. Meanwhile, Senator David Holt has a series of bills that would create a fund ultimately to provide money for a teacher's pay raise over a number of years. This would require a vote of the people and the creation of a special fund and going through a series of steps before those raises could be given. Of course, we've seen a number of bills related to tax credits that have been implemented in the past. Basically, what most of these bills are looking to do is somehow limit those tax credits as we move into the coming fiscal year in order to help balance the budget. And then we have some bills that cover education, generally speaking, in terms of teacher certification. There are also bills governing the highways. One of the more interesting ones there has to do with situations where roads are blocked because of flooding or other problems. If someone were to drive around those barricades, it would be considered a crime and they could be punished with a fine. If they're transporting someone who's 18 years of age or younger, that fine increases, and if there's an injury, the driver of the vehicle could end up in jail. So the bills are really all over the place. There's a little something for everyone, I suppose.
So what can we expect next? Have you heard anything about expanding Insure Oklahoma?
There are some bills related to the Healthcare Authority and related to Insure Oklahoma. I guess it's a matter of perspective when you look at those bills, whether or not they would expand it. There's a lot of measurements and record keeping related to Insure Oklahoma in particular. More specifically, what we'll be doing over the course of the next week is preparing for the governor's State of the State speech and the unveiling of her executive budget. Ultimately, that will all be unveiled on February 1st.
So hold on to your seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Oh, that's
Sean
exactly
Ashley
right.
with eCapitol. Thank you.
You're very welcome.